The next example that we have of the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So first we have him as a child, then him as a parent. Now we have him as a grandfather. Subhanallah. The way that he treated his grandkids, Hassan and Hussein, radiallahu anhuma, subhanallah. The mercy. We all know the famous story, but I'm going to tell it again because there's context that I want us to understand. That alayhi salam, one day he was leading prayer, and he, on his back, Hassan and Hussein, radiallahu anhuma, are playing on his back. Because when we see someone praying, when we see someone doing salah, and they're in sajda, they're in the sujood position, that's one of the most beautiful positions. If you go to Google Images and you type Muslims praying, you'll see the silhouette of a person making sajda. It's the ultimate sign of humility. It's the ultimate sign of submission, that we will take our face, that we spend time in the morning making sure that it looks okay, that we get haircuts and make sure that we trim our beards, and the sisters, mashallah, they make sure they look so nice. We will take that same face that has so much honor and dignity, and we will put it on the floor where people's feet were just 5 seconds ago. Why? To submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. What a beautiful moment in the life of a believer, the salah. But do you know what kids see? They don't see that. Kids see horsey. They see a horse. So Hassan and Hussein radiallahu anhuma, they don't sit and reflect that, oh my God, look at such a beautiful act. It's playtime for them. So he jumps on the back. They jump on the back of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now first, I want you to imagine what would happen if an imam was leading prayer here and 2 kids jumped on his back. Those kids would be made an example of, right? We would teach everybody about physical discipline. Alhamdulillah. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he extends his sajda, so much so that Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhuma, he looks up from his sajda. Imagine he's making sajda, he looks up because he thought something happened to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like, what's going on? His sajda normally doesn't take this long. He looks up and he sees that there's 2 kids playing on the back of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he looks back down. They finish the prayer, and he alayhi salam, he apologizes to the companions. He said, I'm sorry that my sajda took so long, but I did not want to disturb their playtime. Subhanallah. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allahu Akbar. Look at how he was thinking. Because why? If he gets mad, if he yells at them, if he disciplines them, then what are they going to associate with salah? Embarrassment. Not fun. Not enjoyable. We have to realize something as families, brothers and sisters, that the way that we interact with one another has a profound impact on our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My relationship with my wife is not going to be removed and in a vacuum from her relationship with Allah and my relationship with Allah. It's all connected. And so if we don't have mercy with one another, with our spouses, our kids, our parents, our grandparents, then we'll find ourselves struggling getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because we're not living a life that pleases Him, Azza wa Jal. There's other stories where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the middle of the khutbah, al-Hussein, he comes and he's walking through the aisles, through the lines, through the saf, through the lines of prayer. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gets off of the minbar, goes down, picks up this young child, and he picks him up and he says, this is a master. On the minbar, he brings up this child. What would I do if my child was walking through? I might say, hey, can you grab him? Can you make sure he doesn't trip? But no, he sacrifices and cuts in the middle of a khutbah, of worship, of ibadah, and he goes and he picks up because why? Because family is a part of deen and iman. They don't go at odds. They don't go at odds.